Some of them are trying to write hours now, I know.
But not only the creative people, but also the technical people, the lighting, the cameramen and everything. I mean, there was a whole industry of people who were working, 35, 40 shows a year, and they knew they were going to be back year after year because the show was successful.
Yeah.
And where are all those people? Have they quit show business? Have they moved out of California?
Well, aren't they working on the shows that are popular now? I mean,
but
there aren't skill.
Well, sure there are. I mean, there's Deal or No Deal. There's these reality shows. There's these game shows. Or doesn't the crew just move to whatever show is hot?
But I don't think you have, like, on Deal or No Deal, I don't think you have all the technical people that you would have on a sitcom.
Oh, well, that might be true. Yeah, I wouldn't know.
I mean,
maybe you have a lot of them. I don't know.
Like in wardrobe and lighting and all that stuff.
Oh, well, that's true, right.
But also the pacing of shows has become slower and slower to try to keep up with the stupid Americans. But I've noticed that, especially in the reality-based shows, that the pacing of a sitcom was always pretty quick. There was jokes. I think
it got too quick. I think it got so amped up. I know, I guess Cheers was once in a while I'll see an old episode of something and I'll be curious about it. I know that show. I just saw one and it really struck me how, the audience would be ahead. They'd be relishing just the pace of. They knew that Sam and Diane had some issue between them, and they just they'd go 2 or 3 pages before they actually hit you with the, and I kind of like that. And
right. But isn't it possible?
That's one of the things that I think killed the sitcom now is it became too rapid fire.
Right. All right. Sam Simon and Norm Macdonald are with us. Is it possible that there could be a great sitcom again?
Yeah, I think so. But I don't think it'll be what they became. I think that, if someone wants to do, I also think it'll be a smaller, like the way Carl Reiner used to do the Dick Van Dyke Show by himself, or the way Larry David has a small staff and he does Curb Your Enthusiasm and that's a great show too. But, I don't think it'll be the grotesque, overblown thing that is kind of dying out.
But
now.
everything is so cyclical that we're talking about television like it's 1,000 years old, and it's not. It's less than 100 years old, right?
Well, they didn't have TV shows for the first 50 years. If it's 100,
I'm wondering out loud how old television is, and I don't know. But let's assume it's not 100 years old.
Yeah, let's say that the shows that
the Texaco Star Theater.
Well,
right? When was that show?
Time said that The Simpsons was the best television show of the 20th century.
Right.
So I assume that means that was it when the century closed. Yeah,
right. So if television started with Milton Berle in the 1920s or whatever, congratulations.
50s.
When 1930s or when
20s?
50s, yeah.
When
50s.
I don't know when television started, but the point I'm making is that if it's cyclical, then we're talking.
Norm's back to eating, man. What did you get? 2 bags of chips?
No, I was throwing this away.
Oh, I see. All right, no.
It doesn't matter.
But there are things that go away that don't come back. There's stuff that stops being popular.
Yeah, but this is what I think that Brian are confused about, and you're in the business, so you would know. If something was very, very successful and made a lot of people a lot of money, how come it went away?
Right, and the P.S. Won't it come back? And the answer I think is.
I think that we see stuff. I think you see real behavior on TV because of reality shows. I think these things just got so grotesque and overblown. I think that they are the equivalent of a movie musical. Here's another thing that's true. It's like the movie music. When you go see a movie, they still make movies with songs, original songs in them that the characters sing. They're cartoons. It's not, Ruby Keeler and Dick Powell and Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. And I think that that's sort of what you see in TV. You still have these little stories that are with a lot of jokes in them, but they're cartoons.
But you know what, Sam? That's a very good example because what you're talking about is animation, and your show, The Simpsons, is a perfect example of the point I was trying to make.
That's why it's acceptable to watch that.
But see, it came back,
they're not real people.
But you guys brought animation back. You brought that genre back. Isn't it likely that the genre of the half-hour sitcom, as animation came back, that it too, like Cheers, like The Cosby Show, will return?
Okay, I'll just say I don't think that. Maybe there's going to be a great 3-camera show, well-written, with characters that everybody's interested in. But I think that the days when the top 10 shows were, I'm not going to name any shows, but I don't think those are ever going to be popular again. Just kind of generic.
You know, I also think
they're also very similar. That's another thing that hurt them is that the Simpsons kind of spawned a lot of oafish dads that are bad lovers and bad fathers and have bad jobs and they're slobs and they're stupid and they're immature, and somehow they have these beautiful girlfriends, and they've got these kids and they're just so, that's really a lot of shows on TV right now, correct?
Well, it's a lot of commercials too.
Yeah, I've been noticing that too.
Yeah, every time
you look at the behavior on these commercials.
Yeah, every time you see a commercial, it's a real dumb white guy.
Yep.
Like pass the jelly, pass the jam. It's
and the girlfriends and wives are rolling their eyes at what an idiot.
Boring. Yeah, it's like the guy. You remember the guy who there's a commercial for Venetian blinds, and the two women are looking at the blinds that she just installed, and the guy's trying to light a barbecue in the back, and it blows up in his face.
And that's half the commercials on TV, especially if you're watching during football.
Right.
It'll be one of those right after, just beer.
Yeah, and a really smart woman.
Yeah,
but
and the kids and the woman is like, oh, this idiot, I wonder how he got all the money and power.
But you know what? There's no backlash against that. There's no, a group saying, if you did that to Asians.
Oh, there it is. There's a group.
I do stand-up,
it's the United States Senate is the group of white guys that are advocating.
They will go up and they'll say, you could destroy, because they say, men are stupid, am I right? You know what I mean? That's what they say right on stage. And the people cheer, because the guys are on dates. But of course, you could never say women are stupid on stage.
Right. Or you couldn't say a minority.
Rude. Yeah, right.
Right.
No,
but you can say that.
No, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. That's what Andrew Dice Clay did.
What?
That was his act, was.
Right, but he was reviled, you know what I mean? But and it was just a joke. But these guys are really saying, men are pigs, men are stupid,
Right.
Oh, there's a seriousness to it.
And
but
they don't believe it.
But there's no backlash. I mean, there's no group of men. If you said, if all the commercials were Asians were really stupid or Hispanics or blacks, there would be an outrage.
Well, it used to be all women. I mean, that used to be so common, the airhead, and it's like there was an outrage and they stopped it.
Right, but the difference is that in real life,
right,
white men in America are not vulnerable. That's the difference. I mean, if you had a commercial or you had a show that made fun of or made a fool of a group that is really a minority group and really vulnerable and really in danger of being mistreated by society, people would go, oh, okay. But when it's a white man who is obviously not in any danger of being discriminated against in 2007.
The other thing is it's celebratory.
It's because it's a lie. Because white men aren't dumb. You know what I mean? So I think everyone accepts it's a lie. So, okay, go ahead.
Right, it's an easy victim, because who's going to believe that?
Yeah, it's like, go ahead and say it, because we know it's not true. It's like if my kid insults me and says I'm not as good a basketball player as him and he's 4, I go, all right, whatever.
Right.
So I think it's a lot of that.
All right, Norm Macdonald, Sam Simon, they're both with us. It's Conway Whitman live on 97.1 Free FM. It's Conway Whitman live on 97.1 Free FM. Sitting here with Norm Macdonald and Sam Simon, everybody. Look at that. If you'd like to talk to Sam Simon or Norm Macdonald, we'll give out the phone number here. We'll take some calls. You fellas ready to take calls?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, look at you, dudes. 520-9710 and 888-520-9710. Talk to Jackie in Santa Monica here. Jackie, you're on 97.1 Free FM. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
All right, baby.
So, first of all, I have to, I lied. I lied about my age by 2 years. I'm so sorry.
You're 39?
I am.
Okay, all right, that's cool.
I'm still in my sexual prime, though, so.
All right.
All right, so Norm, I have this great show idea for you. So you're like this really hot, fun, swinging guy, and your roommate is a struggling actor, and you're the hottest guy in town. The only problem is no, wait, I'm not done.
Go ahead.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
But he has this